Today on the show, we are activating our reverse prescience. It's like looking into the future. Right? It's like seeing what tomorrow holds, but yesterday.
Okay.
I wish there was a better word for it, but I think reverse prescience is the best.
Reverse, yeah. I'm going to stick with that. Welcome to Ghamjabar, your guide to the iconic world of Dune. We'll be exploring the themes, philosophies, and characters found in the sandy depths of this vast universe, from Frank Herbert's groundbreaking novels to the adaptations on film and TV. My name's Abu.
My name is Leo.
And Leo.
Yeah?
It's the end of another year of being a Dune fan.
It is.
Another year of our lives. Another year of this podcast. Another year of existence for the human race. Good job, humanity.
Lapped the sun again. This cosmic relay is still going. Yeah.
It's still going. We'll see how long that lasts. At least for today, though. Leo, you and I are going to we love to do a sort of recap end of year episode where we take a look back at all of the big things that happened in the Dune universe over the course of the year. So that's exactly what we're going to do today to round out 2025.
Indeed. Now, today's spoiler warning is kind of more meta in the world. If you haven't seen the news, maybe we're spoiling real world events, but there will be some light spoilers for Dune Prophecy and the first 3 books of Dune. We will warn you going into that. But if you are a regular listener of Ghamjabar, you're fine.
That's right. And of course, before we get into it, a huge shout out to our Kwisatz Haderach level patrons, Daniel, Dion, Seth, Redden, Greer, Brad Hutchins, who's in the live chat right now, Kevin Mahanram, and Roger Young.
Dang. Wow.
There is no group of 5 people I'd much rather hurtle around the sun in a somewhat elliptical way than this group right here.
Yeah. Glad to have your company and glad to have your support. And gratitude is also an ellipses or a spiral kind of helical situation.
Right. We're speaking on a cosmic level. I hope you're keeping up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to our Kwisatz Haderach level patrons. But of course, that thank you extends to all of our patrons at every level who truly help make this show possible. We say it every episode, but we mean it every single time. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Well, okay. So let's talk about the game plan for today's episode.
Yeah.
We are going to talk about film and TV, the things that have happened, the things that are going to happen, the kind of where things stand in their current production cycle.
That's right.
We'll talk a little bit about print, the world of print, with Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson. They're not stopping. So there's some comics and graphic novels to talk about. And we'll wrap up with some video game chat about Dune Awakening, the open world MMO that some of our live chat folks are very active in, and it's very cool.
Yeah. All of that and more, folks, coming up in just a minute. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're taking stock of the Dune fandom in 2025.
Welcome back, everybody. Oh, I hope you're ready to talk about Dune. This is Ghamjabar. Let's talk about film and TV. Let's talk about Dune Prophecy. Abu, this feels like 36 years ago.
Truly it does.
That Dune Prophecy came out. But believe it or not, 2025 started with the kind of tail end of our Dune Prophecy coverage as the first season of the HBO show wrapped up.
That's right.
Now, we had the extreme privilege of interviewing the showrunner and executive producer of that show early on in our coverage. We had some fun collaborations with Nerd Cookies and Quinn and Alt-Shift-X.
Oh,
and we had
so
Alt-Shift-X come back for another episode this year. That was huge. So exciting. Love everything Alt does. And the show Prophecy, Dune Prophecy, received generally mixed reviews. The Rotten Tomatoes score sits at 65%.
Okay.
And Metacritic also has it at 65.
Yeah.
On the praise side of things, people said production design was great. Some performances were really, really, really strong.
Yeah.
Critique side of things, there were some pacing issues. The writing was very hit or miss. And character development was kind of all over the place a little bit.
Yeah.
And generally, we agree. I think ultimately Abu landed on slightly different sides of the fence. Like,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I had a few moments like the Ixian person in the alleyway selling I hated that. But I generally liked a lot of it. And some of those final moments in the season, really excellent. Like I loved the acting was really great. And some of the visual effects were really fun. I enjoyed it. I was enjoying the ride, but I know that was not as much your experience.
Yeah. I mean, we said our piece in our episodes. If you're interested, definitely go back and check out our coverage. But I walked away ultimately disappointed in the first season for a number of reasons, but also hopeful that it got renewed for a second season and that we might see a little second season comeback for the show. I am a big proponent of letting shows breathe and not doing the Netflix take the hatchet to it and cancel that shit like 2 seasons in and never actually let a show find its feet. We wouldn't have Parks and Recreation if it had been canceled in its terrible first season, you know?
Right.
So I am all for letting the show continue to take a crack at the Dune universe. And I'm looking forward to season 2. I'll be excited to cover it together.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And honestly, again, it is worth remembering. We talked at length about the rocky production hell that was that show getting off the ground.
Right.
Like the number of times the showrunners swapped out, the executive producers swapped out, the main cast swapped out. They recorded
Directors
episodes.
came and went.
Directors came and went. It was chaos. So the fact that they even delivered something that's getting 65 out of 100 is like, hey, there's a lot of shit that never even gets made. And they got it made. And they got it finished. And I think that anyone enjoyed anything of it is worth celebrating. And hopefully, now that they have this sort of like season 2 flag planted, maybe they can approach it with a little bit more of like a holistic vision that can deliver a really strong product.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful and I agree. I think I took away from our interviews with the showrunners, like they're really passionate about Dune and they're really
definitely.
They love it. So, I wish the best for them and I'm excited to see what they do.
Yeah, same here. And actually, let's talk a little bit about season 2 because we have a couple of details and a couple of hints about what's to come, although it's still been pretty quiet.
Reverse prescience time.
Hello. So in December 2024, the show did officially get renewed for a second season. And in fact, this year, November 2025, season 2 officially began filming. And according to The Hollywood Reporter, this season is actually expanding from 6 episodes to 8, which I'm incredibly happy to hear because one of my biggest critiques for the first season was the pacing and the issues with how few episodes we had. So things either felt too rushed or there wasn't enough detail or exploration and we didn't sit with the character arcs long enough. It was a double-edged sword there with the lack of episodes. And so I'm glad to see season 2 potentially expanding and having a bit more room to breathe.
Yeah, I'm hopeful. That's good news, I think.
Yeah, I think that's good news. Speaking of things being added to the show, though, we do have casting news. I think you and I generally have the same opinion about casting news, and it's like, okay, but we know 3 actors that have been cast for the second season. Indira Varma, who's known for her roles in Game of Thrones, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Rome, Tom Hollander, who's been in Pride and Prejudice, Pirates of the Caribbean, White Lotus, and Ashley Walters, and he's been in Speed Racer, Top Boy, Bulletproof, among others. So, seasoned TV actors. Indira Varma, I think, is the one that stands out the most to me from those 3, just because I think she was excellent in Game of Thrones.
I had to look it up, but she was one of the Sand Snakes. She was one of the sort of like...
In Game of Thrones, correct.
Yeah.
So again, I usually don't like follow actors and their careers and have like opinions on actors really. So whenever like casting announcements come out, I usually don't have any hot takes. I'm just like, okay, great. We'll see how they do.
Unless it's fucking Chris Pratt as anything.
Oh, no, that is what you're true. You're right. That is one actor I have opinions on, and he can get fucked.
Yeah. I mean, again, I hope these actors have fun and are good. Great,
Get that bag,
Get that bag,
Get that HBO bag.
Be like Travis Fimmel, just have a blast,
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. It's not the HBO bag anymore. It's the Netflix bag.
Sorry. Yeah. And Netflix has, of course, been acquired by Johnson & Johnson, which is acquired by Kellogg, which has now also been acquired by Alphabet. So, it's great. The era of mergers.
Yeah. Everything's great. Everything's fine in TV and entertainment. Don't worry about it, folks.
Don't worry about it. Also, on December 12th, HBO released a sizzle reel of their upcoming shows in 2026, and there was a glimpse at about the 1 minute and 30-second mark of Dune Prophecy Season 2, which seems to imply the show is going to be coming out in 2026 at some time. So
cool.
Very exciting. We'll have to see if that's the case.
That'll be fun. I wonder if they'll try to time it a little more closer to the movie to ride the hype cycle,
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's Dune Prophecy. Let's talk about Dune Part 2, which of course came out in 2024. But of course, 2025, we had the Oscars for the 2024 year. And broadly, and I think we agree on this, Dune Part 2, I think better than Dune Part 1.
Yeah.
I think it's a better, stronger, more exciting. The highs are higher. The darks are darker. It's great. What a fucking good movie.
What a movie.
What a movie. And yet, at the Oscars, it was nominated for only 5 Oscars. Sad. What a pittance. What a scraps from the table. Just 5. Only 5 should have been 30.
Wow.
There aren't even that many categories.
Wow.
Pathetic. Well, this is, of course, in comparison to Dune Part 1, which was nominated for 10 Oscars, and I think won 7 of them. It was crazy. It really goes to show, Dune Part 1, I think, caught people off guard and was a very strong showing for that award season. Dune Part 2 maybe had different competition.
Yeah.
And despite...
Had a lot to live up to.
It had a lot to live up to in people's expectations. And, it basically was nominated for Best Picture, Production Design, Sound, Cinematography, and Visual Effects. And it won. It ended up winning 2 of those. Sound and Visual Effects, which, both very much deserved. It's an incredible looking movie and an incredible sounding movie.
Yeah.
What a fucking great movie.
if you folks, if you get a new sound system for Christmas or something, if you treat yourself to a new sound bar or surround sound system for your home theater, Dune Part 2 is the movie you should be testing that system on. Crank that volume as high as you can and sink into the sands of Dune Part 2. Such an incredible score, such incredible sound design. A well-deserved Oscar win, for sure.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, last little bit about the Oscars here and about Dune Part 2 in 2025. Notably, I think one of the narratives at the Oscars around Dune Part 2 was the fact that Denis Villeneuve was snubbed for a Best Director nomination. Did not get the nomination at all, despite a lot of buzz around the fact that he could get one, he should get one, etc. But I do want to call out that during the Oscars, the sound designer, Gareth John, went up to accept the award for Best Sound, which, of course, the film won, and directly called Villeneuve, quote, the best director you could ever work for, end quote, and then asked the audience to applaud Denis Villeneuve, sort of, tipping his hat to the person that really steered the ship and made these films possible. Overall, I agree. I do think Villeneuve should have at the very least been nominated for these 2 films, these 2 films that I think will become cornerstones in the sci-fi film genre for decades to come.
I just pulled up a list of who was nominated, and I know that there are limited spots in nominations. I think some categories, I think you can only have 5 nominees or something.
Right.
But man, some of those other movies just did not make a mark on their respective genres the way that Dune Part 2 has and will continue to. And then you talk to every actor, and you talk to Patrice Vermette, you talk to any of these people, and they go, it's Denis' vision. He's the one driving it.
Right.
And how often is that the case? It's just,
Yeah.
I think he was snubbed. And
then you also hear about how lovely he seemingly is to work for. He's not one of those
He's
like
great.
problematic auteur directors who like, he's not one of those directors, you know, he's not legendary for like being like needy on set or pushing his actors to the breaking point or anything like that. He seems like a generally lovely person to work with. And the whole cast and crew of the Dune films has had nothing but nice things to say about Denis Villeneuve. So I really do think he should have been nominated for the Oscar, but we'll see. Maybe he will for part 3.
Okay, let's talk about the world of print for a bit. On the Dune books front, it's been pretty quiet for the franchise, but of course, we have the Dune House Carino comics completing its run this year and was collected into a trade paperback featuring all 8 issues.
Cool.
This is, of course, a Brian Herbert, Kevin J. Anderson prequel comic book adaptation. And we've talked about House Atreides and House Harkonnen. The art is generally really hit or miss, but when it's hitting, it's really beautiful. Some of the art is gorgeous. And some of it has like big fat sausage fingers. And I'm like, the person who drew these sausage fingers has never seen a human hand. What is happening?
What's happening? Right.
What is happening here? Where like
it's just really mixed quality all around. Yeah.
Very strange. It just seems, and I think we always come away from reading those comics as kind of being like, this feels like just a cash grab from everybody.
Yeah.
Like no one's really pouring their love into every panel, clearly, because some of them look great and some of them don't. And that's very strange.
Yeah.
But, you know, generally, I would say if you're interested in them, you can find them around maybe Libby or at the library, or just go to Barnes & Noble. Get yourself a hot chocolate. Go to Barnes & Noble and just read them. Just stand.
Honestly, sit in the corner and they're short. You know, just read them.
They're fast. You know, you get to see Robo Table and you get to see some other fun things. But like that, you know, that's fine.
Yeah.
Don't
spend your money on them.
No, I don't think it's worth it.
They're not worth the effort. Along those same lines, we also have some more comic book news this year around Dune. The Dune Edge of a Crysknife collection released in 2025. And here's the synopsis for this collection. Quote, "The secrets of the desert run deep in this pivotal collection from the expanded Dune universe. Dive into 2 thrilling standalone stories exploring the myth and legacy of Shout-Out Mapes and her son, Samos. From covert sabotage of the Harkonnen spice operations to a daring Fremen-led assault, this thrilling saga spans generations of rebellion, fueled by honor, vengeance, and the fury of Shai-Hulud itself." End quote. Okay. My reaction to that is cool.
Yeah. All right. Samos Aran.
I was going to say
bounty Metroid.
It's giving Metroid.
Wow, Shai-Hulud itself. I'd like a comic following Shai-Hulud as a worm is just angry at shit. That'd be fun.
It's like a Hungry Caterpillar that like kids think, like just Hungry Shai-Hulud, just like a kid's version of
Hungry Shai-Hulud.
So this is a comic book adaptation of a novella, which is also titled Edge of a Crysknife, from Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson's Sands of Dune short story collection. The like novel, the written works. And, you know, the general consensus online seems to be the same as the House comic adaptations. Art can be good, can be pretty, but the story is like lacking, and ultimately it's like a 3 out of 5 at best. And so, yeah, if you're interested, if you're like a completionist who wants to collect the Dune comics or find every bit of Dune media out there, Edge of a Crysknife is something that came out this year that you might want to keep on your radar. But if you're like us and these aren't of a huge interest to you, then read that shit at Barnes & Noble, you know? Sit in the corner and just read it real quick.
1000%. Big fan of hanging out in Barnes & Noble. I might post up at a Barnes & Noble maybe they've tempted me into not spending money. I mean, don't get me wrong, dear listener.
Hold your horses.
Whoa. I'm keeping my hard-earned salaries for myself, but, you know,
Yeah, a hot chocolate in the corner at Barnes & Noble while you quietly read this. Honestly, sounds like a fun afternoon.
That sounds great. Well, last bit of news here for Dune print stuff, of course, was the Folio Society.
Oh, the temptation.
Releasing their Children of Dune and God Emperor of Dune editions. And they look so fucking good. They look so good. They are firing on all cylinders over there. Now, each individual book will set you back $115. So there's that. But hear me out. It's fucking beautiful.
They're gorgeous. Yeah, definitely
so
check
pretty.
out the Folio Society's adaptations. I mean, the Folio Society does amazing stuff for a lot of series. And I'm constantly tempted to just spend so much money on their website. But the Dune books are gorgeous. They've done Dune, Dune Messiah in past years. And this year they released Children of Dune, God Emperor of Dune. The art's beautiful. And it's definitely worth checking out if you're someone who likes to collect that sort of thing. I don't think these are the kind of books you like throw in your backpack and get on the train to work and read them on the subway and spill coffee all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are not your performative reading outside books. These go on a shelf and look gorgeous, and you open them up and look at the pretty pictures every now and then.
Ironically, because this would work. If I saw a performative male on like a coffee shop reading one of these, I'd be like, here's my number, I guess. Like, what? Do you have a Venmo? I'll send you money. I don't know what you want from me, but I'll give you it.
Right.
You know?
Here's my calendar for the rest of the week. You just put something on my calendar.
Claim any amount of time. The cover of the Dune book is just so fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. I'm very, and each one features like multiple illustrations by different artists. I think it's a totally reasonable price for what they're putting out. But you do need to be in a position to like have a collector's item for sure.
Right. I'm all for those Folio Society artists getting their money.
Yeah.
So
same.
they can price that whatever they want because the art is beautiful. Okay, enough gushing about Folio Society. Folks, there's your updates about Dune Prophecy, Dune Part 2 at the Oscars, and the print news in the Dune universe in 2025. Let's take another quick break, but stick around because when we come back, we still got to talk about Dune Awakening, one of the biggest moments in the Dune fandom in 2025. And of course, we'll wrap up today's conversation later in the episode by talking about Dune Part 3 and what we know about it and what we hope to see. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute.
Welcome back, everybody. Oh, I hope you enjoyed your break. Hope you're ready to talk about video games as well as some other things. Yeah, let's talk about Dune Awakening because this year, 2025, got us the release of the MMO, the Massively Multiplayer Online video game set on Arrakis in an alternative timeline. Mm-hmm. What if Jessica Harkonnen followed the Bene Gesserit orders and had a daughter?
Whoa.
What would have happened?
Fun.
Fascinating concept and really cool. And you take, of course, the role of a mysterious prisoner released. There are plans within plans, and you're crafting shit, and you're building things, and you're taking part. At one point, you're like meeting Fenring, and you're like meeting these cool characters.
Yeah, Thufir Hawata's there.
Thufir Hawata, Duncan Idaho's around. Like, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's very,
you're flying
very cool.
to Arrakeen City. You're flying to Arco City. You're building your ornithopter. Yeah. It's fun.
So cool. And the game started strong. When it came out, we had about 140,000 players, but has struggled a little bit to find which is to say it struggled a lot, to find its footing in a world where we have quite a few MMOs going.
Right.
And, even though it sold a lot, I mean, I think it sold over 1 million copies in the first 2 weeks of being available. Yeah. Huge. Player retention has cratered. And a lot of the critique around the game that has led to people not playing it fall on some notably missing elements. I think a lot of people were really excited to be on Arrakis, to meet the Fremen, to spend time with the Fremen, to go into Sieges and to kind of feel that world.
Yeah.
And you don't really do that much. You are mostly crafting things and trying to pay your taxes and like, planning the next trip to the deep desert and, unlocking new stuff and building new stuff and building up. There isn't as much of the like living in a vibrant organic world. It feels very like a survival game with this sort of Dune veneer.
Right.
And I'll be clear, I think that the veneer is deep. I think that there's
it's very well done.
It's very, very well done. The problem is the gameplay loop doesn't feel like Dune.
Yeah, especially when you're playing single player. I don't think either of us really got into the late game guild stuff. I think both of us dropped the game before we got to that point with our characters, but a lot of our community have definitely been doing that, and I've just kind of been watching it from the outside. And all of that looks quite robust and fun, although there are many criticisms of the late game with the deep desert and the PvP part of the game. Generally, very positive reviews about the PvE part of the game, where you're just playing the survival part, and you're crafting and building up your bases and working alongside your guild members and sharing resources, all that good stuff. But then the like grind into the deep desert is, I think, where a lot of folks dropped off based on my research. But for what it's worth, I think it's also worth calling out that the studio, Funcom, have been very responsive to player feedback and critiques. They've made a number of changes and tweaks to the deep desert to try and adjust that gameplay loop. According to player feedback, some of it, I think, for better and worse. There's been a big DLC release, The Lost Harvest, that introduced a standalone story arc, some new vehicles and cosmetics, some new building sets, the usual MMO DLC stuff. But I don't think there has been a huge shift in tides for the game yet. The player counts have continued to sort of fall off a cliff in a way that feels scary for the longevity of the game and for the future outlook of the game. The folks who love it are still around. They're still playing it and having a great time. But I think there was a huge set of players who enjoyed maybe the first 50, 100 hours of the game and then dropped in and never came back and have yet to be given a reason to come back. And I consider myself part of that category. I think I put like 30, 40 hours into the game and honestly haven't picked it up since.
Yeah, it's hard because the carrot that is being dangled for like come back and play the game, a lot of it is late game stuff. And a lot of the late game stuff involves a PvP element. It's not necessary anymore. It was for quite a while.
Right, they tweaked that.
If you wanted late game elements for crafting powerful, cool things, you had to go into PvP areas. They adjusted that. They heard the feedback. They made that adjustment. But it is hard because I had the experience. I got quite far in the game. I played a lot. And I had the experience multiple times. At one point, a bug like disconnected me while I was flying my ornithopter in the deep desert. And then I reconnected minus the ornithopter in the middle of the deep desert and died. And when you die in the deep desert, you lose all of your shit permanently. And then I was like, well, I'm not going to play for a little while. I didn't play for a few weeks. My base's batteries died. My shields went down, and then both of my ornithopters disappeared. I think they just broke. And when they broke, they just vanished. But the result of that is I've probably played like 10, 15 hours just fucking building new ornithopters. Because I'm like, God damn it. I need an ornithopter to do half the shit that I want to do. It's, and it's like, I don't mind a bit of grind, but when you're doing the same grind again and again because, of systems or bugs or little things, like it's really hard. There was a storage and inventory issue where like if you were flying an ornithopter and you had a bunch of shit in inventory, it would just become invisible and then you couldn't use it and then you would lose shit when you put it. And it was like, that is so experience breaking. And to your point, the devs have listened. And I'm sure that if I picked it up today with fresh eyes, I would have a blast and I wouldn't run into some of those same issues. The problem is I have put like 70 hours into the game, and it's hard to like unlearn some of the trauma from those experiences. So it's hard. I think they have a couple of big questions to answer, and ultimately, like, yeah, they released a new like wheel vehicle, and I'm like, well, that's not in Dune. So I'm not like, as a Dune fan, I'm not like, yeah, wheels.
Yeah, I think that one of my biggest critiques is that it's been very slow on the story front. As someone who was there for the Dune universe part of it and less for the like crafting survival game part of it, because I don't like crafting survival games, I have not been given a reason to really come back. You know, even the story editions have been really like drip feed. There hasn't been a significant story expansion, or here's a whole nother area of Arrakis that we've created that you can explore now, full of new characters and new storylines. Obviously, that is a huge undertaking, right? And like, we can't ask the game to just be like dropping bombshells like that mere months, or, you know, even 6 to 12 months after release. But personally, for me, that's a big reason I haven't come back, is I don't like the grind, so I'm not going to just like come back and grind more. I don't like the survival aspect of the game, or the base building aspect of the game. Like, it felt like a chore.
That's most of the game.
And that's most of the game,
You're
unfortunately.
Don't really like gathering resources or building bases.
I liked the Dune part. Like, I liked doing the quests until I like started running out of quests that weren't just like, go fetch this thing and come back, or like go collect 12 of these and come back. It's like, I'm not getting any story out of this anymore, you know? So like that's where I kind of started falling off. And in fact, I really got into building one of my bases. I was like, okay, wait, maybe I do like base building. Let me build a second floor. What's going on here? And then like, you know, life happened and I'm out of town for a week, and then I come back and I fire up the game and I'm like out of fucking batteries in my base, and my base my whole second floor has disappeared or something. And honestly, I distinctly remember that's the moment where I just closed the game and I was like, I'm not coming back. Like, if I can't pick up the game after being gone for a week because there's like upkeep, it's like, then it feels like a chore. And I realized like, this is not a Dune Awakening critique. This is a critique of like MMO survival. The whole genre as a whole requires you to like log in regularly and play regularly and keep your ornithopters, like you're saying, like fixed and keep up with all that upkeep and pay your bills and whatever. I do all of that in real life. Like, I'm not looking for that in my video games. And I come to video games for like immersion and storytelling and narrative. I just finished God of War Ragnarok last night, actually, and just wept so much. Like, one of the best games I've ever played in my life. One of the best narratives I've ever experienced from a game.
Incredible writing too. I haven't even played the game, but I've seen clips, and it's just unreal. Some of the character moments, it's like
performances are out of this world. Like, for me, that's what I find in games. That obviously everyone finds something different out of video games, and Dune Awakening just doesn't provide that for me yet. If and when there is a huge story DLC that drops, that's the day I'll be logging back on, I think. Okay, let's move on to talking about the future. Let's tap in to our reverse prescience.
Oh my God.
And take a look ahead at 2026. And I think obviously the big moment in 2026, in addition to Dune Prophecy coming back, is going to be Dune Part 3. Denis Villeneuve's next and reportedly final addition to the Dune franchise. Here's what we know so far. Here's a couple of details on Dune Part 3. As of November 11th of this year, November 11th, 2025, we have confirmation that Dune Part 3 has wrapped filming.
Yeah.
Filming locations for the movie included Hungary, Jordan, the UAE, a lot of places where you expect there to be deserts, understandably.
Yeah. Or like giant indoor sound stages.
Yeah. So as of today's recording, as of when you, dear listener, are listening to this episode, the movie is in post-production. Folks are done filming. Timothee Chalamet is free to go off and make other masterpiece films that aren't titled Dune.
Sure.
Villeneuve, in general, has been very hush-hush about the script and the project and the direction of the film. But obviously, from some of the confirmed casting, we can make some safe assumptions based on what we know from the books, Dune Messiah and Children of Dune, and what characters will be returning for this film. So Jason Momoa has confirmed that he'll be back for Duncan, Idaho. Again, that makes a lot of sense. Hayt is a huge character in Dune Messiah.
Yeah.
Here's what Mamoa had to say. Quote, "Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to get in trouble or not, but it's the same thing like Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? If you didn't read the books, it's not my fault, right? Yeah. There's going to be... I'm going to be back." End quote.
Yeah. He's like, I don't mean to spoil a 50-year-old book.
Right.
But my character comes back.
If you didn't read it, that's kind of on you. Yeah. I think Jason Momoa all but basically confirming that he'll be playing Hayt in the movie.
Yeah. Of course, Rebecca Ferguson is returning as Lady Jessica. Jessica doesn't really play that much of a role in Dune Messiah. She's kind of missing. She goes back to Caladan. She's having Mai Tais on the beach with Gurney Halleck, you know. But Denis Villeneuve has stated he worked in a couple of scenes for Lady Jessica.
Okay.
You know, we'll talk about this, but there's a talk about flash forwards and sort of like glimpses of the future, perhaps, similar to seeing Alia in Dune Part 2.
Right.
It's possible that's also a place where we're going to see more of Jessica if we're seeing her and her role in Children of Dune or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But always nice to see Rebecca Ferguson. She's a great actress. It's always fun to see her.
Right.
Silo was so good. Such a good show.
Yeah, Silo on Apple TV. So good.
So
okay, this next casting news I actually do have opinions on. So I'm kind of walking back what I said earlier in the episode. Robert Pattinson confirmed to be in the film.
Yeah.
And very likely going to play Scytale. All signs point to Pattinson playing the iconic character Scytale in this film.
I think that's a fucking great call.
That's so good. Such a great casting choice, I think.
Like Pattinson is so good. First of all, he's just a great actor. Like he's
so
done
good.
some phenomenal work. He's very subtle. He's got a lot of range. But like Scytale being this sort of disarmingly like, again, that he can be, you think I'm kind of an idiot, but actually I'm the most dangerous person in this fucking movie. I think that's great. And yeah, Mick Rack says Pattinson is too beautiful to be Scytale. Wrong. He's a face dancer. He's whatever he wants to be.
He can be as beautiful as he wants.
He can be as beautiful as he wants, Mick. I think Pattinson's
I'm glad we all agree that Robert Pattinson is beautiful, though.
He's so hot. Oh, he's a hottie. And again, that's kind of a prerequisite for being in these fucking movies. You just got to be a good looking person. And I think he checks all the boxes. I'm super excited.
Yeah, ask me why I love Tenet so much, and the answer rhymes with Pobert Rabbitson. Okay? I fucking love that movie, and Robert Pattinson has so much juice in that movie. He's just like aura farming the whole time. It's incredible. Yeah. I'm excited for this casting. I'm excited that Scytale gets such a big actor, and I think he's going to kill it. I think he's going to do well. We
watched, was it Mickey 17 together? Was that the movie?
Yeah. Didn't we go to see Mickey 17 together? Yeah.
Abu, you and I watched Mickey 17 together. That movie was okay. It was
okay.
Fine.
Super okay.
It was okay. Super okay. But goddamn, Robert Pattinson
so good.
Acted his fucking face. It was so good.
Yeah.
he's so good. So I'm very excited about that.
What a weirdo. Pattinson is such a fucking weirdo in real life.
And he like lies all the time. It's very fun.
Yeah.
I like him.
He's an incredibly weird person in real life, but in kind of a way where you think he's maybe the only stable, famous person you've ever met, you know? Like he's able to disassociate from being famous enough.
Fully. Yeah. And I love when people ask him about things he said and he's like, that wasn't true. We're like, what do you mean?
What the fuck?
What the fuck, man? He's
okay,
like,
let's move on from Robbie Pat. I feel like we could gush about him forever.
Yeah. Forever.
These next two casting reveals are kind of huge, and I think within the Doomed fandom have stirred up lots and lots and lots of conversation about the direction that Villeneuve is taking with the film. So,
are these, by the way, confirmed for the roles?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
Oh.
I should say them. We're like really hyping it up. And So Nakoa Wolf Mamoa, yes, Jason Momoa's son, is confirmed for the role of Leto 2. And Ida Brooke is confirmed for the role of Ghanima. So two young actors confirmed for these child roles that don't make an appearance until Children of Dune, technically.
Yeah. Can I just say that Ida Brooke fucking spectacular casting because she's young Shirley in Silo.
Mm-hmm.
But goddamn, Ida Brooke looks like she could be Zendaya's daughter. Like,
yeah,
that's wild. And she looks great. You know, I'm like, she's a great Ghanima for
that's
sure.
a great Ghanima. Yes,
Great
I agree.
Ghanima. Nakoa Wolf Mamoa. I have mixed feelings.
Same.
Because this is his first role in anything.
Yeah.
And Jason Momoa is, I think, a man.
I don't think he's the best. Or
he's not great. And why? Are we, man, I am curious. Because also, I guess I don't really know what I was picturing for Leto, but I think of Leto as being quite waifish, quite thin and scrawny and small. Nakoa Wolf seems like kind of a big dude, like a big child. He's 16, but he's standing next to his dad.
He's tall, right?
He's tall as shit. How tall is how tall is this child?
He's never been in a movie, Leo. How do we measure him if he's never been in a movie before?
Jason Momoa is 6'4". So Nakoa.
Okay, and he's like standing next to his dad in
Momoa.
this photo, like almost. He's easily 6 foot.
Yeah, or like high 5, low 6. I
don't know about this.
Yeah. Also, Ryan Duncan, why does my son look like you? Is such a valid question. Doesn't exactly look like Zendaya or Timothy.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
What's going on in the back room that Duncan Idaho looks like Leto too?
I don't know. I have the same doubts you do. The other possibility here is that these characters were cast not because this movie will bleed into Children of Dune, which I don't think it will do. There's been a lot of speculation that Villeneuve is going to attempt some sort of Dune Messiah / Children of Dune movie and smash them together.
Yeah.
I don't think that's where we're going at all.
I don't think so either, yeah.
I wonder if these two have been cast as some sort of like alternate visions of the future, the what if visions of a future. Maybe we won't even see them on screen and we'll just hear voices, right? Like they could simply be providing voice talent here.
It's true.
In these roles that perhaps Timothee Chalamet, Paul Atreides hears in his visions or something. So I think it's like too presumptive to jump to conclusions about Children of Dune being a part of this movie just because these two have been cast. I think at most they will be used as visions of a potential future that Paul Atreides sees, and at least they'll be used as just like voices.
You bring up a great point because in the first movie, we get shots of Timothy and Zendaya and Jessica looking down from that like drop ship during the jihad.
Yes.
And that
Villeneuve has played with
fruition.
fake visions of alternate futures that don't actually come to pass.
Right. So it's, I could see that. Like Paul, again, a big theme in Messiah is Paul trying to find a way to visions that don't involve, say, the death of Chani. Honestly, there's so many ways it could work. I trust Denis. So whatever the vision, I just don't. I guess I also kind of recoil a little bit when it's like nepotism. I get that nepotism is a part of the industry, neppy. But like, again, I don't know. So we'll see. Again, I don't want to cast any shade on Nakoa Wolf before his first fucking role. Like, that's not fair. Maybe it's totally possible he came in and it was a favor to Jason that Denis saw his tape or whatever. And then maybe he delivered a fucking unbelievable performance. And in fact, I think Jason Momoa said that he cried watching his son act in People magazine reports Jason Momoa says he cried watching his son act with Zendaya in Dune Part 3. He just killed it.
So that feels like a vision because Chani never interacts with her children. She literally dies in childbirth.
Yeah.
So this feels like an alternate vision of an alternate future, one of many that Paul will see in this movie maybe, about his kids. Who knows?
Yeah. So I don't know, but God, the live chat is so ridiculous. Farquaad and the Shrek musical's crazy.
Okay. I have two final bits of Dune
Sure.
Part 3 news that I want to
Sure.
chat with you about before we wrap up today. One, it seems like the movie's going to be moved up. It was originally slated for December 2026, but then Marvel swooped in and was like, psych, we're going to release the next Avengers movie on the same day as Dune Part 3. And so I think rumor has it that the release date of Dune will potentially move up a couple of months to maybe around September-ish.
But okay, honestly, and I know this is neither here nor there, do you think Marvel movies
Yes.
carry the box office weight that you still do?
I think Avengers Doomsday in particular will, because RDJ will be back.
Yeah, but like me and a chunk of the fandom are like, who the fuck cares? That's weird.
Yeah, but I think
Like, he's a great actor.
it is
don't get me wrong,
it is
but,
still,
like,
especially during sort of a Christmas holiday weekend, late December, releasing an Avengers movie with RDJ coming back. Like, people are just going to go see that even if it's bad. Like, it's
true
just
that-
going to consume the
yeah.
box office.
yeah.
And I think it's too risky of a business proposition to release your big budget, huge
That's
movie on the same
Okay.
exact day
yeah,
as an
you're right.
Avengers movie. I agree, though, like Marvel, this is like a whole nother conversation, but Marvel's stock has definitely declined in recent years.
Yeah.
They're not the behemoth they once were. But I think they are still big enough where you just don't try to compete.
Yeah, I also think that, like, for me and a lot of people, right before 2020, like, Endgame. Or no, when did Endgame come out? Endgame Part 2.
It was before the pandemic.
Release
So
date.
that Endgame was one of the best theater experiences I've ever had. The
That's what I
crowd
was gonna say.
fucking wild.
On your left, Captain, like, so I was going to say, like, I went to Alamo Drafthouse and I watched Endgame Part 2 alone in the theater in 2019. And it was probably one of the best theater experiences I've had. So for that reason, I'm like, if I'm going to go to the theater, it's going to be to see something like a Villeneuve film or a giant Marvel's film that has some crazy budget.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's fair. Okay. So that makes sense. So you think they're going to push it forward to avoid conflicting box office times?
Yes, that's what the rumors are saying, that there are conversations happening at Warner Brothers, basically, about changing the release of the film and pushing it up a little bit, if they can. Obviously, I'm sure there's like a million production questions they have to answer first.
And I think Villeneuve is the kind of person to be like, no.
Right.
Like, we'll push it back because I'm not going to release something that's not exactly what I want it to be.
Yeah. I'd be heartbroken if it got pushed back. I think they will push for it to move forward if possible. And currently the rumors say could be as early as September.
Yeah, I could see that.
Last bit of news I want to chat with you about. Timothee Chalamet recently gave some interviews. He's out and about promoting Marty Supreme, which I really do want to see. It looks great. And he confirmed that there is a time jump in Dune Part 3. And he didn't give the clearest of answers, but he did say, I'm playing like someone who's 15, 20 years older.
Mhm.
So he gave us a window.
That confirms quite a bit regarding we're very likely not going to be seeing a ton of immediately following the events of Dune Part 2. We are very likely going to very quickly move into Paul Atreides as Emperor to get to the events of Dune Messiah.
Yeah, I am heartened to hear that confirmation as well, that we're seeing a time jump, because there has been other types of speculation about this movie based on how Part 2 ended, where people were like, oh, well, Chani's got to come around, and there's a bunch of stuff that has to happen before the Messiah plotline can even begin, before the time jump can even happen.
Yeah.
Is Dune Part 3 going to spend a bunch of time pre-time jump, like on Chani and Paul's relationship? I suspect some of that might still be there, but I don't
Sure.
think it's going to be a significant part of the movie.
It would be so funny if it opens the way that Messiah opens, where Paul's getting back from a walk. She's like massaging his legs. And then they just go, man, wasn't it crazy the way you like stormed off into the desert?
The
and
one
they just
time we like
fully
broke up, babe,
exposition-
and then we got back together.
Just dump They're like, yeah, and then how did you come back? Well, remember you said this, and oh yeah, cool. Just all tell,
cool.
no show.
Right. Yeah. I suspect that's exactly how it will not happen.
Yeah.
I'm sure Villeneuve has an elegant solution to bridging the gap between part 2 and part 3. But I'm glad there's a time jump. I'm glad we're jumping right into Messiah, which I've said many times on this podcast is my favorite book in the series. And I can't wait to see Emperor Paul Atreides and aged up Paul and really depressed Paul. It's going to be awesome. Timothée Chalamet is going to get real dark in this movie.
And I think we saw some of that in Dune Part 2, and it's so good. Like, him really in it is so great. I think he has the chops, and I'm really excited to see it. Have you seen the reporting about Paul about Timothée Chalamet being the rapper, the UK rapper? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, what?
SD Kid. So Timothée Chalamet, people have pointed out that this UK rapper named SD Kid, ESDEE Kid, looks like Timothée Chalamet because he's always wearing a mask covering his nose and mouth and like a hood, so you can't tell who. But his eyes look a little bit like Timothée Chalamet.
Oh, okay.
And Timothée Chalamet used to do like rap videos on YouTube or whatever, and he clearly likes hip hop and rap, and so it's like people are going, oh yeah. And now people have gone to like fully directly being like, Timothée Chalamet, are you SD Kid? And every time he goes, I've got 2 words for you, or something like this. He goes, I've got 2 words for you. All will be revealed in due time. Just like so many words.
This fucking guy. I know we were gushing about Robbie Pat. If we can take like 2 minutes to gush about Timothée Chalamet, I just want to say, I think he's one of the greatest actors of our time and one of the most amazing entertainers of our time. Not only because he is just so talented on screen, like he's got the juice, but he's not like shy about that. I love the interviews and clips of him that always go viral where he's just like, I went out there and gave it my best because I want to win.
Yeah. And I'm like,
bitch, why do you think I'm out here? I'm out here to do the best and be better than everyone else. And that's kind of like brash, you know, like when you're famous, you're expected to be like so humble and be like, I'm so lucky I got here and I'm so blessed.
I'm on the shoulders
which is all
of giants.
well and fair. Like definitely humbleness is good. Have a nice dose of humbleness in your diet. But I kind of love someone who's like, I got the juice. I'm at the top of my game. And you all know that. I know that. Let's not pretend.
Yeah.
So I've been a big fan of following Timothy's career. And I'm very much interested in the movies he's putting out.
Yeah. And honestly, like, and Ryan says, and then there's Wonka. I honestly fucking loved Wonka. I watched it. I watched Timothée Chalamet as Willy Wonka, fully expecting to be like, what a shitty movie. I just expected it to be bad. I enjoyed it so much. And to see Timothée Chalamet go from like Paul Atreides, Call Me By Your Name was like a fucking phenomenal movie that he sold.
Yes.
2,000%.
Yes.
And then on SNL, he's the silliest.
Oh my God.
Like, it's so funny. That digital short where he's like a businessman about to jump off the roof and he's playing his like froggy music and it's all like like blorky, glorpy, and the guys are like, maybe we can just walk away. No one saw us talking to him. Like, we'll let him jump.
I mean, the viral thing of him being the radiator, like
he's so funny.
So funny.
I think he's got such range.
Until he does something problematic and gets his ass canceled or something, I'm a Chalamet fan for now.
Can I tell you the one thing that I don't like about him?
Yeah.
Who he's dating.
I could have guessed that. Yeah. I don't like the Kardashians. I don't like the Jenners. I don't like that part of society. He's young and rich and famous. Let him make some mistakes. You know, that does not feel like a relationship that's going to go anywhere.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's fine. It's like you have this, like, as we're talking about, you have this incredible storyteller and he's an actor and he's an artist and he's so clearly brilliant. And then it's like, I like to imagine him settling down with someone who's like similarly creative and stuff. And to be fair, I'm not super familiar with Kylie Jenner's game, but my understanding is that she's kind of she's really beautiful and she does beauty stuff, and that's kind of her whole brand. And I'm like, that's fine, but it's not the same world of creativity that I see in acting in Hollywood. But maybe again, that's judgmental. I don't know.
I think he can do whatever he wants in his personal life.
No,
as long as he keeps bringing that juice to the screen,
he's ours.
I don't care. I don't care what he does in his personal life.
Give us our juice.
Plus, you have to remember he is so young. It's like he's like, would you not date the hottest, dumbest person you met if you were rich and famous and like had the juice? Yeah, of course you would.
He's 29.
He's in his 20s
he's
still.
Late 20s. He's almost 30.
You're not like a real person until you're 32.
How old are you right now? You're 30, 33?
I'm 32. I finally feel like a real person, like an adult.
2 days ago, you were like, whoa, I'm a real person suddenly.
Right. Oh, I care so much about taxes and how the lawn looks. You know?
Oh my God, I should vote in local elections. I'm excited for jury duty suddenly. My God.
Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. Well, those are our thoughts on mostly on Timothee Chalamet and Robert Pattinson, and then a little bit of thoughts on Dune in 2025. But it's been a great year. I think it's been closing thoughts. I've had such a fun time being a Dune fan in 2025. We've been saying this literally now for like 5 fucking years, but if you're not on the Dune bandwagon yet, get on, folks. There's plenty of room, and there's so much to be excited about in the years to come as a Dune fan. I do think like as good of a year 2025 has been for Dune fans, it has been a bit of a holding pattern. Like, I think the marketing machine, the Dune machine, is really going to kick back up in 2026 around the movie, around the show. Like, this year was kind of like a holding pattern, wait and see. Like, Dune is in the subconsciousness, but maybe not in the consciousness. I think 2026, it's going to be back in the forefront.
I think that's true. Also, Brad Hutchins points out this year we went to the Frank Herbert archives. That was this year.
Personally, a big year for us. Yeah.
Unbelievable. That was great. Yeah. A huge thank you again to Patricia.
Yeah.
Well, dear listeners, before we go, best ways to support us, of course, become a patron. Patreon.com/GhamJabbar. Literally, we could not do this without the support of our patrons. And
truly,
the live chat today is so much fun, and
so fun.
The Discord is so cool. And again, the best, by a mile, the best part of Dune Prophecy was the Discord chat.
Yeah.
People losing their minds. It was
fun.
so much fun. So like, legitimately, in addition to being able to actually have this as a job and to put the time that this podcast requires, 20 hours per episode, easy, that is only possible with the support of our patrons. So thank you. Or our merch store. Again, shameless self-plug, but what I'm holding up to camera now is our Ornithopter Flight mug, one of my favorite products that is now live in the, look at that gentle gradient. Gentle gradient from the dark blue to the light blue. I'm very happy with how it turned out.
Yeah.
Those are live at
the live stream chose right now to make your video super blurry and pixelated, so I'm just going to imagine the gradient in my mind's eye.
Just picture a beautiful mug. Yeah, and for our listeners, just picture, it's just chef's kiss. Except I'm the chef, so I'm not allowed to kiss. Point is, ghamjabbar.shop is the new URL. And again, I'll talk about it during State of the Union, but I have some huge plans for cool Dune shit. I'm also going to be sending out to all of our patrons a holiday gift in the next week or two, which I think is going to be very fun for when you're with your family. And Abu, it's the thing that I've been working on for a long, the document.
I have no idea what you're talking about, so now I'm intrigued as well. I'm holding my breath.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to be sending out a digital gift for all of our patrons as a thank you.
Wow, I'm so excited for my digital gift.
Yeah, get hyped. It's going to only really be fun with other people. So this is the time of year. Anyway, point is, ghamjabbar.shop, patreon.com/ghamjabbar. Those are the best ways to support us and what we do, because we love doing it. And we love Dune, and we love doing it for y'all.
That's right. And finally, a quick reminder. thought we'd love to hear from you. gomjabarpodcast@gmail.com. Folks, send us your thoughts. Send us your questions. Of course, include cute pictures of your pets. You gotta pay the pet tax or we won't open your email. We'll open your email still. gomjabarpodcast@gmail.com. That's the best place to reach out and get in touch with us. If you don't hear back from us for many, many weeks, we're sorry. We saw the email. We just don't have time to give you a proper response. And we try to give everybody a proper response. So we'll get back to you eventually. But we read all of them. Great. That's it for 2025. Gonna go take a nap now.
Happy New Year.
Well, friends, there is no real ending. It's just the place where you stop the recording. But this podcast is always one step beyond logic, so help spread the word of Muad'Dib and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And be sure to check out the other shows on the Lore Party Podcast Network on loreparty.com. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at @lore_party. And of course, we're also on YouTube. Thank you so much for listening. And remember, whoever controls the podcast controls the universe. We'll see you on the Golden Path.